Never be afraid to share your story. I had this solid idea. You ever think about quitting your job to start your own thing? So I had this crazy idea. So I was at a job for 10 years. Yeah, it was a whole decade. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. So what I wanted to do was cash out my 401k, execute this idea for a year, and if the shit took off, good, and if it didn't take off, at least I tried. So this is what I convinced my wife, and she said, you know what, babe? Go for it. So with her blessing at the same time, my mother had been sick with cancer for about 6 years. I was a caregiver for a total of 15 years. So when I decided to hand in my paperwork, I was going to take this time to become a full-time artist. And at the same time, be able to spend some time with my mom because she was really, really sick. So by the time I had resigned from my gig, I resigned from my gig in December, January, start of the year. I could do something fresh, get it popping, see what's going on. So I was just going to write every day and come up with all these songs and put them out in marketing and all this other stuff, since I had this little nest egg for me to work with, and I had a plan. Let me start by saying I also had a plan. However, with life challenges, my mom got even more sick, and she wound up passing away from stage 3C cancer. It was a very tough time, but what I wanted to share with you is, even during that tough time of grieving and everything, and I'm still grieving to this day, I don't think any of us really, well, for me, I didn't get over losing my mom. She was like my first fan, and she would listen to all my music, read my books, watch my TV shows, my videos. She would, Tom, now later man, she was right there. So, you know, I know she's still looking at me from up above, so I'm very happy about that. But what the part that I wanted to share was, part of what got me through this tough time was every day I wrote. Every day I wrote. And for me, writing is self-reflection. So if I felt sad about something, I write that I was sad. If I felt like fucking somebody up, I write I want to fuck somebody up. If I just so happened to be happy that day, I would write that I was happy. And now that I'm thinking back about it, my mom used to drive me crazy because she would always have like Post-its, and all the time she'd be writing stuff down. Like if she's seen something on TV, she was like making a note to self, or she had an idea about something, she was writing it down. And now it's like a huge oh shit moment for me, like where did I get that writing gene from? Even though it would drive me batty. She would write on everything. Like I even got her like journals and writing pads, and I'd be like, Mom, like if you have an idea, just put it in your pad. But no, she would put it on these fucking Post-its, and there'd be Post-its everywhere, and it would just drive me mad. But now I'm thinking that was just her way of remembering things as well as reflecting. So when I seen her doing it, I didn't, but now it just clicked. It just so happened that my way of being organized was always using books. So I have books that I've been writing in since I was 18. So I got 30 years worth of books. And the writing would just be journals. Sometimes it would be to-do lists. Sometimes it would be goals. Sometimes it's self-reflection. I have so many rhyme books, right? And this is the point that I want to get to. After my mom passed, I did not take that time to say, you know what? I'm sad. I want to close myself off from the world. I don't want to be bothered. I took that time and I picked up my pen, and every day I wrote. I would still write, you know, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm going through this, I feel this way about life, so forth and so on. But it is a form of self-therapy. And therefore, without me having to go to a therapist, I became my own therapist in a sense, because it made me more self-aware. I could look back and reflect on the things that I was going through and even ask myself, well, what made you feel that way on that day? Or why do you want to do this? And while my plan did not go the way that I would have liked it to go, but because I had continued to write and push myself outside of my comfort zones, and regardless of what happened, you know, I met some amazing people in Squad of Nights through Illmind. I formed an amazing relationship with Don Brady and Anne Marie and Mike C and Boulevard and RJC and just, you know, a bunch of people that I could surround myself with and that creative energy to keep it going. And then I wound up meeting Ultra Visuals, and shout out to Rap Olympus, and all the things that I thought that I didn't have access to was always right around me. But because I kept writing and sharing the things that I wanted to share with the world, whether it be through music or social media, I would say regardless of what I've earned from music, as a man, I have earned a space in my mind to where I can say that whatever life throws at me, I can handle it. If you understand what I'm saying, I'd like for you to share in the comments a challenge that you've been through or a story so that we can highlight it and keep this thing going. Danger Champions, let's go.